Thanks, Aaron, for allowing us to come into Indi Chocolate today and talk about your business.
Thank you for coming on in. We love to welcome people to Indi Chocolate.
Great. Well, I was attracted to Indi Chocolate because of the breadth of offerings that are available here. But why chocolate? What was the inspiration?
Well, who doesn't love chocolate, honestly? But the other thing too is my daughter Indi was very curious at a young age about chocolate when we were going down for a trip to Belize.
Belize, Central America, okay.
In Central America. And Belize has the distinction of having a large Mayan population that have been making chocolate for a very long time. And that's actually where I learned about cacao and making chocolate. And that's where I started my first business. But I needed something closer to home, and that's why I started Indi Chocolate.
And you started first with what exactly?
So in Belize, I started with chocolate, which is a lot easier to do in Belize because it grows there. But in Seattle, I actually started with lotion. Would you like to try?
Sure.
Yeah.
To a little dab?
Yep, it's all based on cocoa butter, which is inside the bean.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
and
amazing.
I started making this for my
Some
daughters.
mint.
This one's mint,
This smells like a chocolate mint cookie, but don't.
I like to
don't
say
eat
you've
it.
probably eaten worse than what's in my lotion, but eat our chocolate instead.
Delicious. Okay.
So yeah, I
fragrant.
started with the body care because my youngest daughter Sienna had very sensitive skin and had a reaction to body care. I started looking at ingredients and what she was reacting to, and looking at more and more into ingredients, and I realized there were a lot of really bad ingredients in body care, and I didn't want my kids to use that. So I started making lotion in my kitchen and lip balms. And then people wanted to buy that, so that's actually what I started the company with. So I like to say we're the most backwards chocolate company ever, because we didn't start with chocolate, but we did start with our body care, and it has the same philosophy that we have through everything that we do, and that's the fewest and best ingredients. So if it doesn't really add to the quality of the product, I don't put it in there, and I feel that that really makes for the very best products as well.
This is an amazing smell,
you.
by the way. So you've gone from a fragrant lotion to a lot more, obviously,
Absolutely.
over the years. So,
Yeah.
how has it evolved now that you've established your business here?
Yeah, well, so I started with the body care based on cocoa butter, and then that afforded me the equipment and the commercial kitchen space to be able to start making chocolate. And so I went from body care to what I wanted to start doing, which was making chocolate for people to eat. And then we came into Pike Place Market. I met a tea maker that was selling across the hallway from me in a store part of the Washington Cash program called Ventures that starts entrepreneurs on their path to entrepreneurship. So I worked with him for a year and a half and developed a tea line. And then I thought, after having barbecue with some friends, wouldn't that be awesome to have a spice rub line with cacao? So we have everything from mole and barbecue to cacao masala and Jamaican jerk. And obviously something that goes well with fish, because we're in one of the best fish markets in the world. So that evolved as we were in our small space waiting for our current space to open up, which is where we have our cafe, our chocolate factory, and our event space where we can do classes and events as well.
That's right, where we are right now. You can see the classes are right behind us, and ongoing events as well. But we'll get to that in a second. There's a little bit more. I wondered if you could speak a bit about how you're standing out. There are so many chocolate purveyors, not only in the country, but right here in our little neck of the woods.
Yeah.
And how does Indi stand out?
Well, what's really nice is I sell machines to most people that are starting to make bean-to-bar chocolate. So I get to see all around the world what's going on. But the other thing is I work directly with farmers. And so I really love, just in Peru, we have two sources of Peru. One is in chocolate bars right now, and one is still in beans, which will be made into chocolate bars soon. But I really source for the very best ingredients because I feel that that's always going to give you the best taste, the best experience. And so really I start from the very beginning, who I work with, how I work with, and really based on, for chocolate, it has to be flavor. Because I like to say people will come to you once, but they'll come back to you for great flavor and great taste and great experience.
I think you're absolutely right. Quality and consistency is always important in any business, but especially in a food business. So you have rubs, teas, and chocolate, of course. But I wondered if we could talk a little bit more about the coffees. We're in the coffee capital of the world.
Absolutely.
We better talk about what you're providing there.
So we have been working with La Colombe the last 2 years, which is a Philly-based coffee company. But we're actually in talks with some other coffee companies because we would like to start roasting our coffee here. Okay. And working with local roasters and roasters further away, but also people that are dealing with coffee in a way that I'm dealing with cacao, as far as the direct sourcing, the relationships to farmers, the betterment of livelihoods of farmers as well. But I also feel that coffee and chocolate is something we've always done as Indie Chocolate. We've had a mocha lip balm when we first started, but coffee and chocolate has always been part of our key mix, because it's two things that I feel have a lot of similarities in very positive ways, but also go really well together.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
mochas, for instance. But I've always loved both, and so it was always a natural for me to have both.
And then I've seen here in the shop, which you have to stop by the cafe,
Please, yes.
is this infusion packet that you offer,
Yes.
which includes chocolate, but you supply the consumer provides the other ingredients.
So yes, we like to say all you need to do is bring the booze. And it's been called a lot of people's best present ever, or best friend, we've heard as well. But it allows you to infuse your spirits. And so we've worked a lot with Noble Oak Bourbon. Tom Johnson's our distributor, has been really wonderful to work with since he first got into working with Noble Oak, and other purveyors of spirits as well. And so what's nice is you can pour in any type of spirit. You give it a week to infuse. You have cocktail recipes.
I don't think
both
I could wait a week. I don't know.
You have to get it really about 3 days, we say, but we like to encourage people towards a week, because it'll just taste better.
Yes.
And you'll get 3 infusions worth, and then you'll get what we call drunken nibs. So lots of cocktails, lots of cocktail recipes. We haven't found one that we don't like yet, but we're not quitters.
Is there is there a popular concoction that you've heard?
So bourbon's very popular, whiskey's very popular. Vodka's generally what people start off with the first, because it's very popular.
Yeah, we've seen that.
But we've done everything from mezcal and tequila as well as scotch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So this is during the daytime, and you can just imagine there's a busy hive here. It's a factory, it's a coffee shop, it's a cafe, it's a chocolate paradise, and so you're connecting to consumers and residents and guests, tourists all the time, and that must be very exciting and powerful. Or
I
empowering.
love, I mean, the reason that we're in Pike Place Market is the concept of meet the producer. And meet the producer is really in 1907, when the price of onions went up 8-fold, that the city of Seattle said, well, why don't we bring the farmers to the people? And it was people that cared about their food. And so what better place in the world to make chocolate and coffee than a place where people care about their food and have a long history of doing that. So that's really was why we came here. And being able to sell directly to our consumers and to have them give us immediate feedback, really to have that experience where you're face to face, because in today's society that's harder and harder to do.
It certainly is, and we're all busy, and yet here's an opportunity to kind of sample some great tastes and in different methods. And we're here, as Aaron mentioned, in Pike Place Market, but it's actually just west of the market, the old market. We're on Western Avenue in what's called Pike Place Market Front.
Yes.
Which is a new section. It's really exciting, and it's going to be even more exciting as a connector to the waterfront in the next few years. So tell me about what's going to happen.
Yeah, we're
here.
really excited. The city of Seattle's really made a big investment. This was part of the market in 1974. It burnt down. Took them a while to rebuild it, but we're glad to be here. And then the exciting part is this building will connect to the waterfront, and so people will be able to walk up from the aquarium all the way up through the market, all the way up to the new convention center.
And that seems, I believe, on target for 2024, and keep your eyes out for that. Of course, I'll be blogging about that along the way, and it's really exciting. There's already a front porch to the waterfront right outside this building, which is well worth to see because of the photo opportunities. So,
and easy to grab a drink from us and head out for great sunsets and views.
It's the really nice views of the waterfront from here, because we're higher up on a perch. And so you're offering community some great sustenance and flavors and fragrances and lotions, but you're also connecting in a different way with community through your own initiatives or with partnering with other companies or organizations, I guess. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, actually where I'm sitting right now, and I met the person that's behind Community Carrot, which is
Community
actually
Carrot.
a fantastic organization. I'm now on the board. We actually had our first board meeting here, and I'm very, very pleased to be a part of it. It's a path to entrepreneurship for Seattle youth that are under-resourced. Because there are programs for people that have resources, But there are a lot of times a difficult path, more difficult path for people that may not be as well represented, maybe not be as well resourced, and are younger. And so this path is really about helping them. We had our first cohort graduate. My mentee launched his clothing line here at Indi Chocolate as well. We were really pleased to do that. It's a sustainable clothing line. So Kamikoze had its launch party here, and so it's been really wonderful, because for me, what I wanted when I created Indi Chocolate was a sense of community, because I think that is sometimes very hard in Seattle. I don't think that the Seattle freeze is completely melted yet, but we're doing our darndest to melt that and to really have community and bring people together in different ways.
And if anyone can melt that freeze, tell me. She's so
a little hot chocolate will definitely help. Yeah.
Well, we've learned how to melt chocolate, so we can certainly learn how to melt the Seattle freeze. And thanks so much for your time today, Erin. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for coming. Yeah, we look forward to joining and welcoming you to Indi Chocolate. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.